Brandon's mouth is full of bacon.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
As he's scarfing the last of my bacon. Anyway.
You know,
all right. And so I'll kind of stand up and motion for the rest of the group.
I don't want to leave a dragon waiting.
That's fair.
Smart. I agree.
Okay.
We stand up and go.
Is there anybody that doesn't want to go see the dragon?
Nope.
I know Druge is going to follow Quentin, and I believe Marthala is going to follow Brandon. So
I'll check out the dragon.
For the record, I live in perpetual fear about forgetting about somebody in the group because you're not all sitting in front of me. So I'm like staring at the list, and I regularly am like, but we're missing someone, and it's because Marthala and Brandon share a microphone. Okay, so does anyone know where the dragon is?
Good question.
We heard Felix. Is that his name?
Yep, that is
We
his
heard
name.
Felix say something about the dragon, right? But he didn't say anything.
Say something
He
about
said-
the dragon.
Edge of the city,
that
I
was a
think,
dragon.
but that's. I don't
Which
think
means
it.
the dragon's probably
Dragon.
hiding. Anyway.
I'd assume we'd be able to walk outside and possibly hear some commotion. See somebody's.
Wald is actually quite a big city. So,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Like,
what I would imagine... yeah, it's a very big city, so if you were to walk outside, you wouldn't necessarily hear a commotion. You'd hear city noises.
yeah. Like,
There are
let's
4
say
gates to
from-
the city and
Yeah.
the docks. The rift is down by the docks, and the 4 gates to the city are roughly by the cardinal points. Cardinal points?
Yeah.
That makes sense? Maps? Maps.
Yeah.
North, south, east, west.
Cardinal directions.
Yes, that.
yes.
Roughly.
And where is the dock? In reference to the gates.
The dock is on the eastmost side of the city.
Okay.
And you guys are staying in the northern part of the city. Candlestick Inn is sort of like in the northwest part of the city, and it's a nicer merchant-y type bit of the city. You have to go south and east for it to get a little darker.
All right. So the cave that we went into was like to the east?
Yes, because the rift is down by the docks, and so that cave that you were in where Dab got in would have been from the ocean, and so you were right underneath where the docks are, most likely.
Okay. So definitely want to go east, I guess.
Well, so you told Dab to meet you outside of the city. So just to remind you, the city, Dab tells you that she can't go with you because there's a protective bubble, anti-dragon bubble around the city. And when to ease her anxiety, you tell her you'll meet her when you get back up to the top. And she says she'll find a spot outside the city to wait for you. Now, Felix mentioned that there's a dragon outside the city causing a ruckus.
Yeah.
Probably not in the ocean. He probably means outside one of the gates.
If I recall correctly, there was a dragon what chased her, right?
That's true. Yes. That's true. She was running away from a larger green dragon.
Got it.
Go out there. We're gonna get hit by a green dragon. Because I'd rather avoid that.
Possibly. That's true. I think if there was a green dragon rampaging, Felix might have put it a little differently. Maybe.
Yeah, but he might not know where it's at.
It's true. He might not know about the green dragon, right? You think maybe the bronze dragon is bait?
Nah, it was genuine.
Okay.
Brandon, why don't you get some information out of one of these guards?
I'm hearing an echo when people chat with your...
Oh. Coming through that.
Jelly's hearing an echo too. Sorry. Brandon, are you using a microphone?
telephone.
Right. Do you have a set of headphones at all? You don't use iPhones, do you? Like AirPods or like headphones with a mic at all? Even a shitty mic?
No, but is this better?
Yeah, I think
I think
that
so.
works. Yeah, that's perfect.
I had
Oh,
it
no.
on my phone and my computer.
It is still
So-
echoing.
It
Hmm. Oh no, I did not mean leave. No. Luth, can you back channel with him, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to see that chat and this chat all at the same time because Jelly's comments are very important to me. There. Okay. Let me just.
What about now?
Oh, I think that seems better. I'm
That
not
does
hearing
seem better.
myself. Sounds good.
I don't hear myself either. Yeah, that's
You're
great.
also much louder now too.
Yeah, I switched from my phone to my computer.
Great.
Oh, you sound great.
That makes sense.
Those sultry tones. Very excited.
Cool.
What do you think, Jelly? Okay, so what's your name in the game? Quentin, you were talking to Brandon. What did you say?
I said, Brandon, why don't you see if our friends outside on patrol might have some more information for us?
Friends outside on patrol. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi.
No.
Hello.
Hi. We can hear
I
you, I
think-
think, some of the time.
We're getting the
Where?
hellos.
And then nothing else.
You want me to go talk to somebody?
Yeah, that seems to be what you seem to be pretty good at that.
Can't finish my biking.
Absolutely. And I'll go up to the counter to pay for breakfast.
Oh, no. Felix got it.
Right.
Just put it on Felix's tab.
Yep. I'll do that.
Maria's actually upstairs.
Great. Then I will walk
Back.
outside.
You're going to walk outside?
Yep.
Okay, so outside...
Just kind of hang out for people to come out.
Yeah, there's like a little courtyard outside. Can I zoom? I can zoom. Yes, zooming is good. There's like a little courtyard outside that is paved and leads to the street. And there's like barrels and stuff and like a well and things like that.
I'll stuff the last bit of the bacon in my mouth and follow him.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody going outside?
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all tramp outside. There's a busy street. As I said, you're in an area with mostly like merchants and other inns like this one. So there's an inn across the street and one to the sort of like the left or the right of that. No, I didn't make a map. I'm very sorry. And then the rest of the street is all lined with like shops and stuff. And if you take a left, you'll actually be heading almost straight to the northern gate. You're very close to it. You're like 2 blocks away from the northern gate. If you take a right, you'll start heading south, obviously. And there's people all along the street. They're shopping. They're, hawking their wares and things like that.
Is there like a patrol or anybody, since this is a...
Yep, on the corner there's 2 gentlemen in City Watch uniforms, and they're standing with a long stick with a sharp end. Pikes. They're standing with pikes, and they've got their helmets on, and they look very official. And you know that that's fairly typical of some of the more major intersections. and that intersection is where like an outdoor market starts. So that's pretty typical.
I'll stump over to one of them and excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Might there be any strange stuff going on around here? Like, I don't know, a bloody dragon.
He scratches under his helmet and he says, "Well, Wald ain't known much for dragons, you know. But I don't know. Wasn't there one yelling out the gate?" And the guy next to him rolls his eyes and he says, "You know there is." And he goes, "That's right, yeah. There's Little Dragon. It's just yelling about their friends and they want to get in the city and like we don't have no dragons in the city." And the guy next to him rolls his eyes again and he says, "There's a ward around the city that protects the city against dragons. It's very old, but it still works, obviously, so she can't come in and see her friends." And the first guy goes, "Yeah, that's it."
Which gate was that now?
Scratches under his helmet again. He goes, "Which gate was that?" The guy next to him rolls his eyes again. And it's like, "The northern gate." The first guy goes, "Yeah.
Right.
Yep, north. Yep. Mm-hmm.
The first guards
Thank
we
you,
ran into,
gentlemen.
Abbott and Costello. It's great.
You gentlemen have yourself a fine day.
Oh,
I'm gonna walk back and then say,
too. Yeah, thanks.
"Aye, Tweedledee and Tweedledummy," I say, "Northern Gate."
Yes.
And away.
Yeah, let's talk to this dragon here.
Just follow the wizard.
Okay, so you head down this street. As I said, it's about 2 blocks-ish, as blocks go in these days. The Candlestick Inn is like on the 3rd block, like halfway down that 3rd block. So the middle block, if you will, is a fairly long one, and it's again lined with stalls. And it looks like the buildings behind the stalls are probably like where people store their stuff, but they sell them out of these stalls. And then beyond that, you've got more like closed storefronts. Like so the stalls are going to be things like fruits and vegetables and things like that. And the shops with doors and things will be things like dressmakers and some armories and forges and tailors and things like that. Sorry, I have the hiccups.
Kind of take stock of what's where for tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm. And then so you get beyond that, and like the shops are going straight up to the gate. The gate is very large, and it doesn't have an archway, but it's got 2 stone pillars. And there is a wall that goes all the way around walled, and the gates are big, thick wooden gates, and they are manned as well. And these little guard huts on either side of the gate. They've got a couple of guys there, and as the shops approach, like get closer to the gate, you're finding things more like that, sort of like break down into stalls again, and they sell like beer and short mugs and things like that, like food vendors and things.
Y'all hungry yet?
I think I'm okay. Are you hungry?
It's been like maybe 20 minutes since you walked away from the breakfast table, just for the record.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, just checking.
I think we're all aware.
Look, we spent three days in a bloody dungeon eating nothing but pack rations. I'm gonna stuff myself as I can.
Fair enough.
But only if y'all hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry. And then I promptly don't buy any food.
Just to be clear, I'm not buying any either. I just want to see if anybody else wants to buy some food.
I do not believe Druge or Marthala say anything. I bet Marthala rolls her eyes, though.
I'll pass for now.
Okay. So you head up to the gate. The guards aren't really checking people leaving. They're more checking people coming in. And they're not really checking per se. Like, they're just sort of like keeping an eye on things to make sure nobody like rides in and murders people, I guess. And the people coming through the gate, they're very wide gates, coming through with like carts and stuff are like piled with produce, and There's a dude on a horse and a couple people walking and some hand carts, but mostly drawn by like a single pony.
Okay. Do we hear any dragon ranting and wailing yet?
No.
Are there any guards standing posted at the gate?
Just said there were a bunch of guards standing at the gate.
Sorry. I mean, could I have... Are they like right next to the gate, or are they kind of like across?
So there
I'll
are...
go talk to a guard.
Thank you. So there are a couple of guards that are actually like actively watching the people coming into the gate. But there's one guard sort of leaning up against the door of like the guard hut that's built into the wall, the little guard room, and he doesn't have his helmet on, and he's sort of like leaning. He doesn't look like he's on duty. And he sees you coming, and he's like, "What can I do for?"
We heard our friend was looking for us. She's about this big, covered in scales,
Please,
very excitable.
please tell me what the motion is when you say she's about this big.
I just make my arms like horse width. I don't know, like
Can you do
probably
that?
about as wide as I can make them.
Okay. I was just checking.
She's a sweetheart, but has a hard time getting in.
He kind of like cocks an eyebrow and he's like, you're gonna have to be more specific. I don't know what you mean.
I kind of look sideways at Brandon.
Yeah. What do you want me to do? He doesn't know anything. Let's just walk outside.
Okay, thanks for your time. I kind of like small salute and walk past him.
He like shrugs and goes back to like chewing on a toothpick. So you head outside the gate.
Guards don't have a brain between the three of them.
That'd be nice to my guards. They all have backstories, names.
Of course they do.
Shut up. So you walk outside the gate, and outside this gate is me trying to remember what the hell is on this map. Give me 1 second. Just said it. No. Map. If I say map more, it'll be great. Okay, so to the north of Wald is actually a lot of forests, and so what you see is a road that widens out when it gets outside, and all of the land around Wald has been cleared, but about maybe 100, maybe like 200 feet out, just huge trees start marching alongside the road. Anyone want to roll me a perception check?
I'll give it a go.
Get them dice
4.
rolling. You rolled a 4?
This is not Pally's podcast.
No, I said I more.
That's 18 for Brandel.
That's pretty good.
Brand.
For Brandel.
I
Brandon.
rolled a 16 plus my sheet is reloading, plus 7, so 23.
Why do you have a plus 7?
On perception?
I'm a ranger.
You're a level
I'm-
2 ranger.
I'm fancy.
Jesus. Brandon, you got anything?
18.
18. Okay. So Quentin, in your travels, you've seen a bit of Lid Dragons, but that is also true of the Furbolg and the traveling cleric, as it were. So it is no surprise to you that there is a dragon tail, like, curled around one of the trees, we'll say, to the left of the road. A good stone's throw from the road, but you don't see the rest of the dragon. It's in the
And here
forest.
I thought I was gonna have to ask the plants.
Can you do
Please
that?
do anyway.
I want you to do that. That sounds great.
No.
Okay.
I'll kind of look sideways at everybody and start walking towards the tail. And
As you
say,
as you get closer, you can hear like muttering, and as you get closer, the muttering turns into like what is very clearly Dab like complaining to herself, and she's saying things like, "They said they'd come back, and I don't understand why those people ran away from me, and I just want to go in the city and find them, and I'm not gonna do anything, and I'm not like the other dragons, and I don't understand it, and it's a very comfortable tree, and I wanted to find a better tree, but I couldn't find it because I had to move," and she's just like complaining to herself.
I'll kind of walk up and say, "Oh,
So
hey,
she's
Dab,
complaining in common?
Yes.
Cool.
So she
How,
appears to have learned Common since the last time you talked to her, and now.
Oh,
That's
that is actually great.
Yeah. Hey, Dab, how are you doing?
Sometimes I forget that you guys don't read all of the bits that I write. But yes.
You
she
mean
picked
the
up
stuff
Common.
that you have behind your notebooks that we can't read? Okay.
Welcome back. Okay, so you say, "Hey, Dab, how you doing?"
Yeah. I'm like, hey, kind of cautiously, like when you come across a kid who's having like a hard day, and you're like, "Hey, buddy."
You know how sometimes when Tara, our dog, hears you coming, and she gets really excited, and she whips her head around real fast and slams it like into a
Yeah.
wall? Yeah, so Dab does that with a tree.
Oh no.
And she's like, "You came back!" And she like jumps up, and one of her her wings is dragging, and she like picks like, and she settles it back, and she almost doesn't seem to notice, but like it's definitely a little lower than the other one, and she's favoring one of her legs as well. She's still very heavily bruised, all along one side, and it's got lots of scrapes and things. So she's
And
again.
does this seem new since
No.
the last time we saw her? She
Not
was
at all.
pretty beat up last time.
She
Okay, so it's
was.
not
You-
like
you-
increased.
No, you healed her quite a bit. This is not an increase at all, but she hasn't gotten any better since you last saw her, last healed her.
Okay, fair enough. So I'll say, yeah, we're all here. It just took us a bit to get out. We had to go the long way around. You know how it is.
I learned how to talk to you.
I've noticed. And I'll kind of look back at the group and kind of like nod my head, like, come over here.
She like picks her head up, like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I'll get
I learned it.
I probably want.
What was that?
He was telling people to come over, and I said I probably was already right there. I don't understand.
She looks straight down at you and she's like, "Hello, I learned to talk to you."
I know, very impressive.
Yes. And she like looks super proud of herself. And then she looks like perplexed. And it's a little odd for you to see these emotions on a dragon's face, because dragons tend to be more aloof than this, but this is a very young dragon. And she says, "Those other people were not impressed."
What
Which,
other people, love?
Yeah.
And she like shrugs and she's like, "I tried to get into the city to come find you in case you guys needed help, and they wouldn't let me. And there's of course that pesky ward, and I don't understand why they won't let me in, and it's just not fair. And they kept throwing things at me, and so I came over here and I sat by this tree, and I had a different tree which I liked better than this tree, but I moved from that tree because I thought I saw you and it wasn't you. And the people that I ran after, because I was running after them because they were running and I don't know why they were running, and then they started running faster, and then I came back and this is a different tree, and it's not as good." And she like pats the tree.
Oh God. I need you to slow down there, love.
And she like settles down on her front, like she like puts her front. She'd been sitting up on her hind legs, and she like leans down with her front legs, so they're all her four, oh my god, I can't talk. All four of her feet are on the ground, and she like puts her head on her front paws, and she says, "Okay, my mama says the same thing sometimes."
There. You're just a little excitable, right? Now, you ain't gonna eat me, are you?
She like rears back, and she looks absolutely horrified, and she says, "No, we are friends." She's
Good.
very upset by
That's good.
this.
That's good.
Very good willpower. He looks
Okay.
very tasty.
And she says, "Ugh, no."
The only question I wanted to ask. Now we're good. We're all good. I'm fine. Carry on.
She like very cautiously puts her head back down on her front feet. Like she's like, this is my calm mode pose.
Kind of raise an eyebrow and say, Dab, what is it you wanted to talk to us about?
She cocks her head sideways and she says, well, we're friends, right?
Of course. I like look at everybody like, nod your head.
Yeah, I nod.
Oh
And
yeah,
she's
sure.
like-
We're fast friends.
Well,
Bloody well.
you helped me in that cave. And
Well, that's what friends do, right?
right. And well, I think you saved my life a little bit. She like is like waiting for like confirmation, like I did that, or you did that, right? You saved my life. Like yes.
Well, you helped us out, we help you out. Yeah, what's a little life saving between friends, right? Like nod, everybody like nod.
She like shuffles her feet, and you saw her do this last time. It's very clearly like an imitation of like a human being sheepish, and it's very strange from a dragon the size of a horse. And she says, well, my mama says if someone saves your life, you have to help them back. And I want to, but I need a little bit more help, and I don't know quite how that works. And so I was wondering if we could, you know, hang out for a little while, and I could get better on my own, maybe, and then you wouldn't have to help me, but then I could help you, maybe, a little bit, if you wanted. I mean, I'm not much company or anything, but I just maybe. I'm lost, and I don't know how to get home, and I don't even know how, if anybody is at home, and I can't fly right now, or use my, or like breathe fire anymore, and I don't know what to do. Really, she's shuffling her feet.
I'm sure we can
What?
figure something out, right, guys?
We'll keep you
Well,
company
what
for a while.
exactly do you need?
And she nudges her wing, and like she tries to extend it, and she can't get it all the way out. And she says, this still hurts. And she pats her throat, and she like coughs, like she opens her mouth, and like a hissing cough comes out, and she pats it, and she says, this still hurts.
Oh, that's easy. We can take that. We can handle that. We got a first-rate cleric here. Here, go ahead. Do your thing.
She's got
Make with the magic.
She's got these ear ruffs that are like webbed, like half circles on the side of her head, and she can pick them up and down. And so far they've been like slicked back to her skull, and they flip up, and like she's like, really, you can help.
Yeah,
Oh, sure.
I think we can figure that out. We've got a couple of clerics with us, right? And just stares at Brandon.
Oh, sure, yeah, but my god ain't so good with the healing stuff, and we do a different type of thing.
I think our cleric just stepped away, so I'm going to, on his behalf, assume that he would want to heal.
I think so.
Okay. So let's say that he is like, well, let me take a look. And so he's looking at her wing. And then when he gets back, I'll have him roll for it. So he'll do that, and she will start chattering away at him about literally anything in the world. And I can
Well,
do it
that's
if you
happening.
want me to, but it's really annoying. Do you want to do anything else?
I'd like to ask what she knows about
What she knows about what? You're cutting off the last word.
where she's from. I've been around. I dabble a little bit in cartography.
Oh, do you now?
Pretty sure I got that as a tools thing.
Of course you do.
I love how everybody in this damn world likes cartography. She says, well,
I don't.
yeah, well, good, thank you. This restores my faith in my
Yep.
own world. She says, "Oh, well, Mama and I and my sisters. There are three of us. We are all we're triplets. We were all born at the same time, from the same egg, which is very unusual. And my mama says so all the time.
Fascinating.
And we are, and she like looks like she poses a little bit. And she's like bronze dragons, and my youngest sister is a little bit more green than I am, and my older sister is a little bit more red than I am. But I am the middle sister because I'm the prettiest. And she like poses again, and waits.
I look very impressed. Oh yes, very clearly. You've the best of both colors, right?
And she says, "Yeah, thank you." And then she's like a goldish bronze color. And she says, "Mama's the prettiest of all, of course, because she's got all of the colors." And we live. She looks thoughtful and she says, "Well, we live in a cave, of course, but not like the caves that I was in. They're not damp like that. We live like there's a lot of sand where we live. Like we live in a desert, really, is where we live. But like near some water. Like I guess we live.
Are you high up? Are you pretty level?
Yes. Yes. It's pretty level. We mostly build, like our cave is mostly like underground-ish. Not really mountain for us types. But like, now, roll me a history check.
Ooh, history. One quick sec. That's a 22.
Okay, so, dragons are not quite your thing, but, you have heard rumors about a family of bronze dragons living on an island to the east of my map that is entirely a desert island. It's long and squiggly, and I can't remember if I've shown you guys this map yet.
No, yeah, you have.
Great. It's the
I'm
long
looking
and
at it
squiggly
right now.
desert island all the way to the right.
Mhm.
Yep, that's it. Should probably post a picture of this to Instagram. Anyway,
It's in like in the.
All right, I
woods.
have
No
some
one-
idea where you might be from.
no one goes there because it is literally a desert island, and for some reason, like the heat there is like insanely oppressive. Like nothing lives there.
And apparently by dragons.
You sound
So
like a
that's a
robot,
deterrent.
and it is terrible.
It's okay. He just went full Warforged.
Would you like to try that again?
Oh, did you know?
Nope, didn't understand any of it. You're kind of robot-y right now.
I'm pressing the button, but the circle isn't popping up.
That's better.
That is better, yeah.
So what did you hear?
Nothing.
Literally just robot. I had said that nobody goes there. It's oppressive heat. Nobody wants to go there. He'd be lagging. Yes, Jelly, he is lagging.
Plus it's inhabited by dragons, I think I said.
There's rumors, but like no one goes there, and no one lives there, and so the rumors are from like crazy people who have wandered through town. It's like almost like a myth, and she's describing lots of sand and near kind of an ocean, and you're guessing it like this is confirming like a very vague guess you have.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got like maybe an inkling.
Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna say you wouldn't sail all the way over there to check, but frankly, Harlech probably would.
Yeah, Harlech probably.
Yeah. Anyway. What else?
So I'll be like assisting Geth with whatever his medicine stuff he's doing. Okay.
Changing internets real quick.
And say how long do you said the green dragon attacked you, and how long do you think it took you to get here?
And she thinks about it for a minute, And she says, well, I can fly for a very long time because I coast on the thermals, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
my sisters and I do it all the time across all over the island. So like I could do it for a very long time.
Can you do it while you sleep?
Yes. And so
Impressive.
I was running away. I was flying away from the green dragon, and my older sister had like caused a distraction, and I was supposed to get away with my younger sister, but she didn't stay with me. She stayed with our older sister. She's always doing that. That's completely ruined the whole plan. And then my older sister didn't actually distract the green dragon very well, so she came after me, which is not what was supposed to happen. And we didn't know where Mama was, and it happened so fast, and I don't know which direction they went in, and so I just started flying, and I started getting really tired, and I found those caves, and she was right on me, and I don't think I slept at all, and it all happened so fast.
So the green dragon that was chasing you was female.
Well, yeah.
Okay. And you don't know which direction your sisters went, huh?
No.
Interesting.
Do you know where you were attacked?
Yeah, at my home.
Okay, so near where you live.
No, in my home. She came into my home. Mama went off to get food, like she does, and my sisters and I were sleeping, and she came into our cave. I'm trying to figure out what her sister's
I assume
name is,
that's
but I
pretty
can't
odd.
find this. I can't remember her sister's name, but she says, yeah, she got my older sister right across the nose. She was hurts real bad, and we just scattered. It was awful.
And did she say anything was she after anything that she communicated?
I don't know. Green dragons, so you can't trust green dragons. Mama
Very
always
true.
said.
And I just nod like I have no idea what she's talking about.
Mama always said you can't trust green dragons. They're nasty. She looked nasty too. She was awful.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can get you healed up. We've got a bit of business to take care of over the next day or so. Where's that tree that was real comfy for you?
So Geth is gonna turn to you as she's like, oh, it might be over here, and she like waddles away. Geth is gonna turn to you and say, I don't have what I need to heal her completely. Like my stuff isn't working. Like I think my stuff is only for like people. And he's like at a loss. He's like, it's just not working. Like I don't know where to begin.
Fair enough. Would I know, do dragons heal pretty quick, or
Roll me a I don't know.
nature?
Sure.
Dragon check.
A dragon check.
Roll me a dragon check.
Okay. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's a. Why does it? It's like caching Idris's page for like half a second and then reloads. It's annoying. If it's a nature, it's a 15 plus 2, so 17. Pretty good,
Yeah.
especially for Quentin's dice, which is what I rolled that time.
Shut up while I'm thinking. Let's see, what do you know? Dragons are magical creatures. To heal, they need magic. That's one of the reasons dragons aren't terribly. They don't make terribly good pets because they tend to drain magic from things.
Got it.
Sort of willy-nilly to do whatever they want. So you would imagine that magic is important, but you know almost nothing about. Like you're guessing.
Yeah. Studied it in books, maybe.
Nope.
Not even studied it in books ever.
You literally know that dragons are magic. You've heard tell that they don't make good pets because they eat magic.
Cool.
And you would assume, being the intelligent human that you are, that she might need some kind of magic to
Yep.
heal.
Sounds good to me.
Eat magic, you say?
Oh
Hmm.
boy. Please don't fireball.
Who's holding on to that relic?
Don't look at me, mate. She's not eating me.
Geth
I've been
has
very
the
clear
relic.
about this.
She whips her head back around and she's like, I don't eat people. Well, she looks thoughtful and she goes, I don't eat my friends. You guys are my friends.
Oh,
And then she keeps looking for her tree.
I'm gonna look very urgently at all of you.
Are you,
See?
are you
See?
okay in terms of food? Do I see any animals nearby?
And she says, oh, I've eaten. I'm good.
Good. Good.
Who's holding on to
Anyone
that
we
relic?
know?
Geth has the relic.
Anybody want to try an experiment?
Oh boy.
You're making me nervous, wizard.
Yes.
I feel like Druge is probably bristling a little bit.
Yeah, Druge has basically been like, Harlech, roll a perception check for me.
Oh man.
Yes. Dice.
Man, I'm rolling hot. That's a 20. Non-natural.
People are friends, not food. That's true, Jelly. You have
Hope you
no.
find your dad.
Was that a nat 20?
No, it's a dirty 20.
Not natural.
Dirty 20.
Stinky 20.
You have stop that. You've noticed that ¿Por qué no los dos?
We get all those dos.
Why not both?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. That's my new favorite phrase in Spanish. I don't know if you should ask Dab that. That might spark a whole debate. Anyway, you've noticed that Druge has been watching you. And so he has been doing his level best to be between you and Quentin. It's not hilariously subtle, but no one else has really picked up on it because no one really cares because it's not directed at them. He's got a hand on a weapon the entire time, and he's literally like staring at you, like out of the corner of his eye. Like he's keeping an eye on you, like at all times. Anytime, if you move suddenly, like he like moves with you, like he like reacts.
And I feel like Quentin, like, am I noticing this? Is this something I would have picked up on?
Did you
Traveling
roll a
with him?
perception check?
I can if you'd like me to.
I would like you to.
Okay.
Well, having seen that hilariously dangerous person
16?
in action, I'll probably move slowly, deliberately, and as non-threateningly as I can.
He mirrors this, covering Quentin.
I rolled a 16.
You know he's not happy, but I think you're in a mood where you're like, he's not happy with anything, so whatever. And you know he doesn't like
Fair
Harlech,
enough.
so you don't really care. I think you're more concerned with the horse-sized, petulant dragon next to you.
Probably.
Yeah. So, Harlech, you said, does anyone want to try an experiment? You want to take that thought a little farther?
Let's
What are you
give the
thinking?
dragon the relic. Let's see what happens.
I mean, she'll keep it safe, that's for sure.
Give the dragon what? I told you you're not feeding her to me. Feeding me to her.
Well, Brandon, we were talking about the object we pulled out. Whatever do you mean?
Oh, right.
And just
yeah.
staring at you again. Because, like, Marthala slipped and used that name once or twice, I think.
Yeah, I wasn't really listening to you, mates. I don't want to be food.
Yep. On the same page there, buddy.
All right. Just check it.
And
So,
yeah, I'm
let's,
trying to remember. Do we know what that relic does? It's just that it was impossible to destroy.
We know it can't be destroyed, and we know it's dangerous. That's it.
So powerful.
Ancient, powerful, and probably ridiculously magical.
I think we should probably hold on to that.
So Dab has
Folks.
sort of arched her neck over, so her head is like hanging above you like a weird microphone. And she's been listening this entire time, and she goes, "What device?"
I'll say, "Oh, we found something. It was nasty down in that cave we were stuck in. We were kind of sent down to clean it up because it was causing trouble."
She wrinkles her nose.
Yeah, I don't think you'd like it. It's gross.
She looks very disappointed.
I mean, everyone seems pretty scared of the dragon. I don't think they'll take it from her.
Yeah. I'm more concerned with how it might, some, her magic's about the poisoning stuff, and it's no good for anybody.
Yeah, I'm slightly concerned of taking it back to the city.
Marthala goes, didn't Felix say we needed to have that piece to find the next piece?
Yeah, he did say that. Were you thinking of leaving it with her when we go to the next mission, or just while we're
No, just while we're
cleaning up in town?
so that we
Okay.
don't have to take it back into the city.
I don't think we should part ways with that. It's very valuable.
I can
All
help,
right.
Dab says. I can help.
I mean, if she's staying with us for a while.
But she can't stay with us. We gotta go back in the city, right?
Yeah, and she can keep the thing.
Yeah, but I don't want to put a baby dragon into, a young dragon into harm's way. If people are already looking to get rid of her, that just might make it worse.
She puffs
Yeah.
herself up to make herself as big as she can. And she goes, I am not a baby. She's a baby.
So the theory, as far as I can tell, like I'm just spitballing here, is Dab takes the object. If the whole like magic being thing works, maybe bleeds off a little bit, fixes herself, and we have a slightly less horrendously powerful relic. Maybe not. Maybe it replenishes itself. I don't really know. I'm just kind of eager to see what happens.
You're the worst.
I'll look at the rest of the group and say, well, what does everybody else think?
Dab looks hesitant. Guess looks hesitant. I think Marthala's gonna look hesitant too. I think Marthala will...
It sounds a little too dangerous.
Yeah, Marthala is like looking at Dab, and like she's looking at Dab like she looks at Gurko, I think, and that sounds right. And she's like, I don't know.
We can keep
We
it.
hold it. Hasn't done anything to us.
Yeah, why don't we hold on just for now? In the meantime, though, Dab, can we help you find this tree? We've got to do some stuff back in town. We need to find down. Seems to be a murderer on the loose, chopping people's feet off, things like that. And we've got to wait for, our next assignment and pay so we can get ready to go. But
I will help her look for the tree.
Her face kind of like falls, like her head droops, and you notice her wing drooping like a lot lower than it normally has been drooping. And she goes, "Oh, you're gonna leave me here?"
Well, we can't take you into the city, but how about this? If we know where you are, we can come back and check with you, and we'll definitely come back and check in with you before we have to move on to our next job.
You're gonna leave me here? All by myself?
Well, unless you can, I don't know any way to get past the ward. Does anyone else have any ideas?
What if we disguise her? I've got a disguise kit.
That's not gonna work with the ward, man.
Like with a mustache? Like, what do you got in your disguise kit?
That
Yeah.
sounds pretty hilarious.
I think you killed my wife.
No.
We get a giant like trench coat. Yeah.
It's 3 dragons in a trench coat. She is a
That's what I'm
triplet.
thinking.
Oh my god, it's 3 dragons in a trench. That's what they're going as for Halloween.
Wait, is Dab 3 kobolds in a trench?
Oh my god, I am dying. Okay, so while you guys think about this, we're gonna take a short break.
Sure.
So internet, we're taking a short break, and we will be back in, we'll say 5 minutes. So go away.
5 minutes.
Does this work? Hello, we're back. Okay. So, Geth, our Geth player needs to step away. So I'm going to play him for the next 2 seconds, where he says, "Well, I'm gonna stay with Dab until she gets a little more settled. Well, I'll help her find that tree. Quentin, I've got a list of things I'd like to try. Can you?" And he's like been scribbling on a piece of paper, and he hands it to you, and he's like, "Can you pick up some of this for me?"
Oh, sure. Yeah, and
From-
I'll grab the list from him.
And he says, "Can you use my earnings from the job for it?"
Yeah, are you gonna stay out here all night?
Well, yeah, I think I will. Gorko's okay. Marthala, will you check on Gorko for me? And Marthala says, "Yeah, I'll check on him, of course." He says, "Yeah, I think I'll bunk out here."
Okay, sounds good, friend.
Okay, so he sort of like wanders off with Dab looking at trees, and they try a few, and
It's adorable.
yep. I feel safe making Geth do that. All right, what do you guys do next?
Well, which one? I'm trying to remember which one of us heard anything about the Foot murders before we were down there.
Do we have any leads?
Where we would start by trying to figure
I
that
think
out.
we made that roll, but I
Right.
don't remember.
I don't
I
think
just-
any of us actually heard anything.
I mean,
I thought
we
somebody
do
heard
know
rumors
that-
about something.
We just know that there was someone killing people and like chopping
Right.
feet left and right, but
But
like,
who heard that?
Oh, just left.
oh well, yeah, just. But we don't know exactly where or like what you like. We just know it's happening somewhere at some point
Somehow.
Yeah.
somehow. Yeah.
So I think
Somewhere.
we really got kind of a feel for how the guards in the city react to talking to like outsiders and stuff. Are they pretty chill, or are they like pretty reserved?
Okay.
Hang on, I'm
The last guy seemed pretty chatty.
It's just real dumb, mate.
Hang on a second, I'm looking for something.
Yes.
I do not like these books. I want a physical book.
They're a little confusing. I'm not gonna lie.
God damn it. I just want my book. Where is my book? Luth, bring me my book.
Okay, I'll see if I can find it.
Why is this so fucking difficult? Damn it. Ack Inc. I found it.
Nice.
It's next to me. I am a bad
Mhm.
person. It is literally right next to me. Okay, let's see if this works. I think I did. Yeah, see, I bookmark stuff with like actual real bookmarks.
With real tabs and things.
Yes. See if I can. I'm never gonna find this. I'm just gonna make it up. How's that?
Okay,
You guys okay with me just making shit up?
that's good.
But I feel like I found it. Where? This is gonna bug the shit out of me because I based a bunch of crap on this. Welp. I give up. I will say this. Who amongst you is the most likely to drink at a bar? I'm going with Brandel. Brandel, when you first got
Hello.
to town, and you were looking around for work, you were sitting at this very bar, actually, in the Candlestick Inn, and you were the one who heard tell of some crazy murderer running around,
Mhm.
killing
I
people.
do remember that.
And cutting off their left feet. Nobody can find the left feet. And the watch is stumped. Like, they've got no idea.
Stumped.
Wow.
Oh.
I hate all of you. They just have no idea what's going on. And it's been going on for a couple of weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
The end. All of that for that. That's what you know.
Okay, that was it. Okay.
And then the second time you heard it mentioned was when Felix brought it up.
Well, hell.
So you guys heading back into...
I mean, yeah, we're heading back into the city, right?
Yeah, it's about lunchtime, right?
Sure.
Say
Yep.
that.
Yeah,
Sure,
it's
we're
been
sure.
like an hour since we walked away from that bed.
Chapter 3... 72.
Well, so okay, mates. If we want to figure this out, maybe we go talk to the city watch.
Sounds like
Yeah, we probably
a
should.
good job for you, my friend.
Okay.
Sorry, you said what? When this job is done?
Go talk to the city watch if we wanna figure anything out.
Yeah, I said that sounds like a good job for him.
Yeah, we're gonna go talk to the guards, I guess.
Okay, so you guys head back into the city. And as I said, the guards seem to be more interested in people coming in. And so you get kind of looked over, and they notice you're not bringing in any goods or anything. And they sort of wave you through.
Sure.
I'll kind of like elbow.
Are we gonna talk to these guys, or yeah?
Yeah,
Something-
yeah, I'm gonna talk to these guys. Hey, mates. Is this town safe? You know, we're just coming in. We're gonna stay at the Candlestick. We just want to check it out, see if it's safe.
He kind of looks at you, and he's like, I'm trying to do my job. I don't. It's a city, dude. Like, move along. And he's trying to see around you so he can like keep inspecting people coming in.
Oh boy.
He doesn't seem real chatty.
Rude to me? What'd you say?
He said, "Move along." Like,
Can I try and pickpocket his coin purse then?
sure.
Oh,
roll
no.
me a sleight of hand.
Oh no. Okay. All right. We can do this.
I'm sure it'll go fine.
That is a
We can
dirty
do-
20.
Oh, of course.
Yep. So you managed to pick this gentleman's pocket, left or right?
Do I see him?
Left.
I was gonna ask. Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty suspicious of him at this point. Trying to keep an eye on him at least.
What is your passive perceptions?
My passive perception? Oh, it's like trash. 12.
You do not notice.
Yeah. 17.
You do not notice. So out of his left pocket, you pull out. You're actually. I'm gonna say actually you slit the bottom of a coin purse from his left side, and that's how you're getting that. And you get about 6 copper, 2 silver, and a braid of hair. Like, and
Oops.
you recognize this as a token between sweethearts.
Oh
It's 2
boy.
distinct colors of hair braided together. It's
Oh
a
well, I
thing.
dropped that immediately.
Who's my boy? Bandy Baron?
What?
Welcome, Axbox. I do not understand your question. So, the bard. Oh, the bard is currently stealing things. Apparently.
As one
Yeah.
does, yeah.
Yeah. So, I am a bard main. Thus, I like bard. Cool.
Right.
Good. Well,
Bards are the
thank
best,
you.
mate.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I hate all of them because they make puns and they're the worst. Okay, so you get 6 coins, 2 silver. You drop the hair braid immediately. Okay. Anything else?
You said 6 copper and 2 silver.
Yep.
Right. I'm gonna flip a silver to Duluth.
Quentin.
Quentin, there we
it.
go. The bacon. Why don't you go find us some lunch? We had a generous donation to the Holy Mother Church from the City Watch.
You say this in front of the guard.
I mean, we're walking, right?
Yeah, you
As
guys
we're
have
walking
walked.
away, yeah.
Certainly hope
into-
so. And I'll just kind of chuckle and say, yeah, okay. Somebody keep an eye on him. And I'll go find us lunch.
So there is a couple of different stalls that are selling food. One of them is selling. It smells really good. It's meat on sticks. You have no idea. They're like fresh meat, fresh meat.
Kind?
No idea.
Yeah, what kind of meat?
Are you going to
Mystery
ask?
meat on stick.
Nope. I'm definitely not going to ask. I'm just going to feign
Next
ignorance and
to
move on.
that one is somebody who's like their cart has like hot coals, and on top are these some kind of big leaf, and packed inside is what looks like sort of like a mush. It also smells really good.
Okay.
Kind of want to try that too.
And then your and then your third option is somebody's selling it's like a big cauldron, and they've got like a stack of bowls next to them that are like woven out of corn husks. They don't look like very good bowls, but if you drink real fast, you should be fine. And everybody's like, you all have like spoons on your belts. Like, this is pretty typical.
Yeah. I feel like I'd probably grab like 2 of each.
Okay. And
Bring
then
back. People can pick.
out of the cauldron, you're getting like a real like thick stew kind of thing.
Great. I'll probably start notching down on that.
Okay.
And I'll bring the rest back to the group.
I'll take one of the
Yeah.
bushes.
My change,
Uh,
mate.
Who takes what? Yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah, I actually had to pay a little bit more. It was another silver.
Oh, well, that was very generous of you. I'm gonna take-
I'll take my open hand back.
Who ate what?
I ate one of the mushes.
The
Meat on
mushes?
stick.
Meat on stick. Harlech.
Oh, we lose
Meat
Harlock.
on stick.
Meat on
Meat
stick.
on 2 meat on stick.
We'll
Okay.
say Marthala took the stew. The second stew. So I'm gonna need Harlech and Brannon to roll me a Constitution check.
Right.
Nice.
On 15.
Okay. Harlech, what do you got?
I rolled poorly, but I'm gonna sub that out because that's what I can do with my fancy rolls.
You're gonna use
So-
your portent dice to mitigate this moment.
Oh, don't worry. Something worse will happen later. And he'll be like,
I have a
man, should have
very
just pooped the
Low
soup.
amount of health, and I don't want to suffer that bad. So, something will have told me that maybe I shouldn't get the meat on stick. Maybe I'll get the stew.
Oh no, it's too late now. You have eaten the meat on the stick, and you are going to tell me what your roll is.
In that case, it's a dirty 20.
Okay. So both of you have no idea what kind of meat this is. It does not taste like any meat that you're familiar with. Brandon, your some of your pieces have a bit of gristle to them. That's a little tough and not particularly appetizing. And when you eat it and it like gets into your stomach, like it doesn't feel awesome. And neither of you are inclined to eat that again, but nothing comes up or out or anything like that. You're just not
Nothing up or out.
particularly pleased with what's happening right now.
Cool.
Pass on that mush. These meat on stick is great. Go for it.
I had mine already, but thank you.
Perhaps you got a
Right.
different one than I did.
recommend you try it. It's a
Mine
local
wasn't.
delicacy.
Mm-hmm. And is there oh yay! Gets back.
Oh yay! So
So sorry about that.
that's okay. We had you babysitting Dab, because Dab didn't want to be left alone.
Accurate.
And you tried to heal Dab, and you just couldn't. And so you had some. Can you roll a d20 for me?
Some like real life similarities happening right there.
Yes.
That's a 5.
You have no idea why it's not working, but you are gonna, like, you feel very deeply for Dab because she's adorable and I want you to. And so you had given what's his name, Quentin. You'd given Quentin a list of things to like try and pick up for you. Yeah, I hate all of the names. I can't remember anything. A list of things to pick up for you. But what I'll say is you actually catch up to the group, because you've managed to put Dab to sleep, and you've thought of one more thing that you wanted to put on the list, and so you're gonna walk. You're back with them until she'll probably sleep for an hour or so, kind of thing.
Okay.
Because Dab is a baby dragon. But yeah, they're all eating like meat on sticks, and there's an extra mush. It's like a big leaf with like a rice veggie mush in it.
It's really good.
And
Oh,
we're
Geth,
gonna-
mate.
Yeah.
You don't want that. This meat on stick is delightful. You should give it a try.
I'll
It's a
just
local
kind of like
delicacy.
put my hand out over it and just shake my head no.
Say maybe hit or miss. Honestly.
All right. Well, the healing didn't work, but I was able to get her asleep
Good.
for now. And you're saying the meat on a stick is pretty good.
Oh, it's great. Quentin's buying.
Yeah, I'm still pretty full from breakfast, so maybe I'll just save this for Dab for when she wakes up.
You know, clean it up after I'll walk away.
Oh no. You know what? That's not good for dragons.
Dragon expert over here.
Okay, so
Something he wants to clean up dragon diarrhea.
you guys have headed back into the city. Some of you have expressed an interest in talking with the guard about the murders. And
Yep.
you've all expressed an interest in
Getting paid?
shopping,
Yes.
basically, getting paid.
Yeah.
So how about we say do you want to investigate the murders now, or do you want to go to sleep and pick up your money?
Ooh,
Try to get a
I would
lead
like
on-
money, but
Okay,
I mean,
where are you gonna
if
look for
we
a
see
lead?
any guards in the way to the inn, I guess, or like, I don't know.
Yeah, so again, you walk towards the inn, and you're walking past like shops with doors, and then you get to the next block. You get to a cross street, and beyond that is like an open market. And at the beginning of the open market, and at the other end, when you came back through the other way, there are 2 guards hanging out, like watchmen.
These are the same ones we talked to before.
Nope, these are the guys on the other side.
Oh, on the other side. Okay. I think I'll wander up and say, hey, so I heard the guards are kind of on their toes lately. Is that Stash or Brandon laughing?
Both.
Both, great.
Yes, both. I'm gonna wander up behind him and just kind of rock on my heels and whistle.
Yeah, and I'll say, we were sent down by your captain. We met Captain Tish under the city to help kind of clean some of it up, and we found quite a few feet down there. What have you guys been up to upstairs? Have you found anything in in the meantime recently? Any leads on who he seems to be picking up on or who they seem to be targeting?
Yeah, we hear you guys are real stumped.
He ignores you. And he says, I don't see how that's any of your business, citizen.
We got special permission from Captain Tish to look into this.
Uh-huh.
We got a stamp somewhere around here.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Yeah. Oh. 9 plus 6, 15.
The guard next to him like jostles the first guard's elbow and's like, "Come on, Mac. You know, no one's gonna throw around the sergeant's name without repercussions. Like, and she did just hire their group." He's like muttering to the first guy, who he called Mac, and Mac says, "All right, fine. Yeah, okay, fine. Yes. What did you find?"
Well, feet.
He
Yeah.
he like looks at his partner like, and his partner like encourages him. Mac looks sort of long-sufferingly back at you, and he says, "What kind of feet?"
Left ones.
And Mac and the other guy sort of exchange looks, and the second guy kind of like shrugs. And Mac goes, "All right, Tish is the watch captain. That's for sure. You're gonna want to go look for, what's the rank under captain? Nah, fuck it. You're gonna want to go look for Lieutenant Rate. He's at the. I'm having trouble with words. My apologies. You can find him at our guard post, which is a couple blocks south, towards the center of the city. Can't miss it if you follow this road. If you're really interested in getting involved in that, Lieutenant Rate is taking care of it. We don't actually know much. We just report what we find." You say you found these feet under the city? He's like interested despite himself.
And I'll kind of like put a hand out and say, yes, well, we've filled in Captain Tish already, and the people that need to know, and just walk away.
Oh, he looks like offended, and like
Specifically to the guy that was like, "Well, what do you want, citizen?"
The second guy, the second guard is like, "Oh, yikes, you're gonna get murdered," but okay.
Sorry about him. He's a real heel. We really just want to get to the soul of the matter here.
He like grinds his teeth and like he's like deliberately looking over your head, and like he like.
And Quentin will yell back and be like, "Come on, Brandon, we really need to nail this down."
All right, mates. Thank you for your time. I'm going to give both of them a copper from the previous guard's purse.
Amazing.
They both like reflexively hold out their hands when you hold this out, and you like lay down a coin in each of them. And like the second guard is like bemused, but the first guard, like, it makes him angrier. And he closes his fist around the copper, and the guy goes, "Say thank you, Mac." And Matt goes,
All right, gentlemen, stay on your toes, and then I'm gonna walk away.
Okay, so you walk. Let's see, where are you? So you walk through the market. People are yelling about selling stuff. You get, your usual food and fruits and vegetables, and little like there's a stall for handkerchiefs and like things like that. So you get through it. You get to the block where Candlestick is on. There's a bunch of inns, a couple more closed, not closed, a couple more places with like doors that sell stuff. You keep going. Where are you going? Tell me things.
City Watch. We'll go.
Yep, heading to the City
You're
Watch.
gonna head
Are we
straight to
going
the City
south?
Watch house. Or...
Yep, I think so.
Okay.
A light's burning.
So you walk a couple blocks. Sure enough, you get far enough into the city. You come to a crossroads. Oh, excuse me. So far, all of the crossroads are like standard, like 4-way cross. crosses, but you get to a point where there's actually 5 roads sort of in a star coming out. And there's a where one of the roads, instead of making like a square corner, where the middle like triangle, really should have made a map, middle like triangle area, there's a smallish building that's 2 stories, fairly narrow, that sits inside of there, and outside of it 2 guards are posted, or 2 watchmen are posted, and it's got like a half door, and the top half is open, like it's a door that splits in half, in the middle, horizontally.
Oh.
I think Quentin just kind of turns to Brandon and says, "You're up, friend," and just grins ear to ear and gestures towards the door.
Sure. Yeah, I got this, mate. Can you let me crouch down here. Let me ride on your back real quick.
And it kind of looks at Drew. She's like, I don't think so. I think you're fine.
Oh,
You
right.
stand on your own 2 feet.
Right. WRITE.
Yeah, see, with the accent. Okay, yeah. So I'll bend over and let him ride on my back.
Okay.
Presuming that there's something for him to ride on and he's not just riding on my back.
So, DM, can I attempt to write up a little document? I have the feature false identity, so I can forge documents, including papers, personal letters, as long as I have seen an example of the kind of document or the handwriting you are trying to copy. So we saw the paper that Geth signed previously. I'd just like to
Yep.
write a quick little letter of introduction from Tish.
You said this is a feat?
A feature of my background, false identity.
I think I would like you to roll to see how well it like comes off.
Absolutely. What would you like me to roll?
Just a d20. I use d20s as coin flips.
That is a natural 16.
Great. I have a question for you.
Certainly.
I have described this scene to you as if you were standing in front of this guard building.
This is what I was going to
Are
ask.
you doing this in front of the guard building, or have you stepped aside?
Oh, I thought we had just come up to the intersection. Okay.
I'm okay with you saying we backed into like an alleyway to do this, but just let me know.
Yeah. I'm not that bold.
Honestly, I had to ask, Stash. Like you. Okay.
Well, when you first said it, I thought about it for a second, but then I
Right.
decided that was not a good idea.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're doing this like back in an alley kind of thing.
Yeah, just off to the side, real quick.
So you throw together a fairly official looking document. You think it'll pass pretty decent scrutiny, like definitely the guys at the door, but it probably won't get you too far. You've got like a 50-50
Sure.
chance of Lieutenant Rate being like, dude. You might also want to consider the fact that it's entirely possible that Sergeant Tish is in that building, or Captain, whatever.
Oh yeah, I wasn't gonna lead with it. I just want it in my back pocket in case we run into an issue.
Cool. And this is an introduction from the captain, right? Or is it from the sergeant?
And the captain.
Captain. Got it. Cool. Continue.
Yeah, did I say the wrong name? Sorry.
No, I can't. I'm having. Why did they both start with T? Who wrote this book? Yeah. Carry on.
Okay. All right, mates. Follow me, if you will. Look official. Puff your chests out. Let's look respectable.
You are walking with a Furbolg,
Yeah.
a Loxodon, 2 elves, I think. What's Quentin? Elf, yep.
He's elf.
Is Marthala an elf?
No, I think she's human.
No.
But she's like wearing all of the armor. And is Geth human?
I think he's
Yeah,
human.
Geth
We
is
have a
human.
couple of humans.
A couple of humans, but like a Furbolg, an elf, and a Loxodon. A couple of humans, just for the
You'll
record.
notice Quentin's
Perfectly
posture
reasonable.
changes dramatically and is like perfect.
Yes. Yeah.
That's interesting. Drews does nothing.
Nothing
I'm
to
just
say.
gonna go in right
Sounds
behind
right.
Brannon.
All right.
I believe he sighs.
Yep, that sounds
Yeah, I
about
think
right.
that's right.
Don't worry, mates. I got this. I'm gonna walk right up to the guards with a very official air. Pardon me, folks. We have appointment with Lieutenant Wright about this here foot problem y'all have. We're special investigators from out of town. As you can see, we're an eclectic bunch, and they bring us in for the special cases. You know, those real deep-souled cases.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage as they inspect the document you've created.
Persuasion, you say?
Sure. Yes.
25.
Great. So they look over your document, and he says, "Of course, Lieutenant Wright is right inside. May I introduce you?"
We got it.
He says, "Of course, sir," and he opens the door. So you walk in. There's a front room made out of stone with some like benches on the side, and there's a table in the back corner. And you can see that there's a hallway that splits the building in half, and that there are like doors beyond that. But at the table is a gentleman in like a fancier uniform. It's got more silver on it than brass. And there's a hat on the table and a sword leaning up against the wall. And just tons of paper in front of him. And he looks up and he says, "Oh, how may I help you?"
Lieutenant Wright, I presume.
Oh, I just completely forgot how to respond to that in like normal human polite terms. Oh, I remember. You have me at a disadvantage, sir. May I ask who you are?
Certainly. We're just here to help you with a little problem that we hear you have.
I see. Who sent you?
Well, you know, we're as you can see, a hard-bitten group of a particular set of skills, and we just helped out your Captain Tish with a very sticky situation. And we're not trying to be corny here or anything like that, but we really are good at what we do. And we're here because we hear you have a you've stumbled in an investigation here that might lead to a little bit of a limp reputation for your department here. So we're coming in to offer our help, and we may have some insight into it.
So he has, when he said you had him at a disadvantage, he stood up and put his hand out, like to shake your hand. Do you shake it?
Nope.
Cool.
I keep my hands behind my back, and I do that just keep talking thing that you do when you're
very
trying to get.
slowly. Yeah.
Just
Pulls
stalling.
it back.
I think Quentin is like super standing at attention behind him silently.
And he puts his hands behind his back. And he's also standing sort of like at parade rest, and he hears you out. And he says, "Yes, I have the utmost respect for the captain. That trouble she's having down in the rift is quite nasty, and if you've been helping her, that says a lot. May I see your letter of introduction?" You hand that over.
I would like to just point out that the trouble that she was having in the rift was a nasty bit of business. And then I'm going to blow on my nails and rub it on my collar.
He seems like
Amazing.
a little amused, but he's not like it's not that he doesn't believe you. He's just amused by the delivery. So he looks over the document, and he taps it up, and he folds it up, and he's sort of tapping on the desk, and he seems to be thinking, and he says, "What do you know about the cult of that which endures?"
Well, we've run into it a few times, ain't we, boys and ladies?
And Quentin will just nod very solemnly.
Mm-hmm.
He looks.
Ethel just display his green self.
Oh, I forgot you and Quentin were bright fucking green.
Right. Oh, fuck.
I totally forgot about that.
Me
Thank
too.
you, Geth.
Oh wow! Yes.
He is
Oh.
Thanks,
actually
bro.
looking very
Oh,
curiously
no.
at Quentin and Geth. And he sort of stops and like stares a little more intently at Geth and says, "Sir, are you familiar with that which endures?"
Well, like he said, we've had some experience.
You have been marked by that entity.
Oh yeah, yes.
And just
Let
like
me
a
tell you,
single
he was
Spock eyebrow
real
comes up.
envious.
And he looks thoughtful again. And he says, "Well, what my current objective is to track down this killer we've got here in Walls. You know, there are murders all over the place." And he sort of gestures, and there are 2 chairs in front of his desk. And he like sits on the edge of the table and puts his foot up on his chair.
Quentin will like walk up and like pull the chair back a little bit for Brandon to sit into and kind of stand like at attention behind it.
Oh, well, thank you, my lad. I
Drew's
will
just
sit
like
down.
leaning up against one wall, and Marthala is leaning up against another. Marthala snorts like
Awesome.
she's trying not to laugh, and Drew rolls his eyes about as hard as he can. And he says, "So the trouble we seem to be having, Wald is a big city. Murders happen, people die, accidents happen. This is a bit more peculiar, and peculiar isn't usually very good." And he like gives Quentin and Geth sort of a look.
Just calmly, just stare ahead.
And he says, "So I've been tasked by the captain to look into this. It's the strangest thing. The killer will kill them, you know, and then steal their left foot. And I say steal because we cannot find any of these feet."
Oh.
Around this time, when this started happening, we got reports of an ancient temple off on the west side, in one of the old temple districts, completely abandoned, no acolytes of any kind. We got a report that the altar in this temple was covered in blood, so we investigated that. It was fresh blood, and most of the killings have happened in that area, with 1 or 2. And he like looks at a piece of paper and he says, I'm sorry, 3 have happened distinctly outside of that area. And so you can see it's a bit of a problem.
Is there anything peculiar about those 3?
And he says, "Yes, I'm trying to figure out what those 3 might have to do with the rest. The temple that I speak of is the temple of that which endures, which is an old Verdun god. An old Verdun god. And we don't have many Verdun here in the city. There used to be a long time ago, but they're not. You don't really see them around much anymore. And I can't find anything that links. I can't find anything in the histories or any Verduns that we've talked to that links left feet somehow with some kind of sacrifice. I just can't quite make this connection."
GM, how do you spell Verdun?
VER
Mm-hmm.
DAN.
DA.
Might I take a look at any notes or things you might have?
Notes or things.
He says, "I can have my report copied and sent to wherever you're staying if you'd like."
That would be wonderful.
And DM, would Quentin recognize Verdun or the anything else from the information we've gained?
Roll me a history check.
History check. Do that. That's 16.
Ooh, that's like a 7.
plus. Come on, page keeps unloading. Sorry. History is 16 plus 0. 16.
You know that the Verdun are goblinoids. They're descended from
Okay.
goblins and hobgoblins. They have a complicated mythos system. So it's not really a religion. It's very culty about how they descended from goblins and hobgoblins into their own race. Their blood is black, which is very unusual, and their skin is different colors of jade. They've got a bit of telepathy, but they talk kind of funny, like almost in like verse, and they're very touchy about their history.
So I'll
Sounds like I have some brushing up
I'll
to do.
kind of lean forward and like very quietly and like I don't want to say theatrically, but I'll lean forward and very like soldier-esque kind of whisper into Brandon's ear and tell him this, and stand back up, kind of like as if it's not my place to speak out loud,
Mm-hmm.
as if I'm like an attendant guard or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Harlock, you know nothing. You've never heard of the Verdun.
Then I definitely have some researching to do.
So, Lieutenant Rate says, I'm confused. What did the captain send you to help me with?
Well, you see, mate, when we was down in that pit, we ran into a room that was full of left feet, and we almost got stomped to death by one giant foot.
He like leans forward. He's very excited. He's like, "You found all the feet?
I mean, I don't know if we,
Unfortunately.
Where?" And he like pulls out a piece of paper and he like
Oh.
hands you a pen and he's like, "Show me where."
I just laugh at him.
Ooh, I'm gonna start to draw him a map.
So he's watching you very intently and he says, "This is amazing. This is amazing. You found the feet. How many were there? How many feet were there?"
I don't know, boys. What do you say?
Too many.
Hundreds.
Hundreds of feet.
Yeah,
Oh,
And,
it was really impressive that we got through it. It was quite a feat, if I must say so myself.
He does not seem to notice your punnery. God damn it. And then he's like thinking to himself and he goes, I'm sorry, you said you almost got crushed by feet?
And Quentin will lean forward and remind Brandon that some of them were like skeletal and like super decayed, and others were super fresh.
Oh yeah. They're old or new. You know, it smelled real bad. There was one giant foot. It was a whole thing.
They were in different states of decay. So he's like jotting down on a paper and he's like, that would indicate that this is an old practice. And he keeps jotting down on the paper. He's like talking out loud. He's like, the Verdun really do not disclose their histories very well. So the cult of that which endures is very little understood. And he's like writing as he's saying this, and he says, I wonder
Talking
if
out
this
loud to
has
himself.
something to do with the chaos factor that is inherent in the cult, and is something that they do worship to this day. That could have something to do. But why the left feet? He's like muttering and muttering and muttering.
I just want to
And
point out that we were very much still alive.
And he looks up and he says, alive?
Yeah. They
What's he-
came at us with a vengeance.
The feet came at you?
Yep.
On their
Yep.
own? Just disembodied feet?
Yeah, just a bunch of undead feet.
He looks very confused. He says, that is very strange.
You're telling me, mate.
That's
So-
what I thought.
Harlock, you finish drawing up this map, and he like grabs it, and he says, I must see this for myself. I'm so sorry. Please excuse me. Can we meet tomorrow?
I'd
I'll send
advise a
over-
bit of caution. It's a bit of a complication to get.
He snatches up his sword and he says, I will prevail. And he says, may we please meet tomorrow.
Wow.
Oh, no, we just killed this guy.
Oh no.
Crap.
I mean, can it be early? I believe we have plans later in the day.
Of course. And he like dashes out the door.
Holy shit.
This is where we will
Bye.
pause
Hope you
for
find your
the
dab.
evening.
Best of luck.
Okay. So we are gonna pause here-ish. Do you guys want to head back to the death flag? Do you guys want to head
Yeah.
back to the inn? Or
Yeah, probably.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shucks, I never got to use the natural one that I rolled for.
You rolled a natural one?
It's one of your port dice.
Yeah,
Damn. Gotta do that more.
that could have
Okay.
been so useful.
So you head back to the inn. And we'll leave it there. The next time you guys are the worst.
Hey, careful, Brandon. You might step in it.
Yeah, you're fired. So the next time we play again, I imagine there's some shopping that needs to be done. You're
Yep.
going to follow up on this murdery type thing. Probably
Mhm.
check back in with Dab. There's some healing that needs to be done there. Yes?
Yep.
I might do some
Yes.
if my brain works at all between now and then. I might do some rolls with you offline to establish some of that so we can get the
Okay.
RP out of the rolling out of the way and we can just do the RP. But you guys don't seem to mind rolling dice, so
Nope.
okay, so let's do our real quick. So my cat has been sitting in my lap this entire time, which makes typing very difficult. Maths boss, and I apologize for
What
that.
are we rolling for?
So we are doing the RP point. Was that Wordman? Wordman, I was saying that I might reach out to you ahead of next game to have you roll some things to make decisions about some of the things I might have you do next time. Is all.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But not right now. Okay, so RP point. Who would we like to nominate?
Tough one.
And I accept nominations from chat as well. The RP point is meant to be a good role-playing moment. It doesn't necessarily have to be funny, but as long as it's like a really good role-playing moment. And then whoever wins, because we vote, whoever wins gets a advantage on 1d20 roll the next game.
Say Brandon for getting us into the guard's office, and
Yeah, that was pretty good.
that was really good.
That whole spin. Yeah.
There were also a lot of puns.
I refuse to acknowledge the puns. I will
was
not
behaving
acknowledge them.
so well. You don't even
I
know.
thought Stumped was especially good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
that
not
was
gonna write it down.
huge.
No puns.
That was hers.
Nope.
Yeah,
Brandon
this
getting
is
into the
even
office.
better.
Sounds great. What else?
Yeah, you got us out of a real jam.
You're sleeping on the couch.
Whoa.
Other good role playing moments.
I mean, I kind of want to say Harlech for drawing the map instantly, but
yeah, I was gonna say that too. Just the instantly like, I will draw you a map, strange sir. Just no question, no bartering, just straight into it.
I liked his, you know what we could try moment as well. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I still think it would be interesting.
Would be
So I'm gonna
interesting.
go with this one because even though it wasn't technically out loud, I don't think RP always necessarily have to be out loud. I really liked too many B's. Brandel, and his like, oh, I should ask the trees where the other tree is or where the dragon is. Just immediately trying to talk to the plant. Even though he didn't
Yep,
end up
I'll
doing
take
it,
it.
like I still like that like walking through that thought pattern.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's good. Okay, we've got 3. Oh no, not the couch. Yes, the couch jelly. I hate puns. Okay, we've got 3. Any others before we start voting? Going once? Going twice? All right, vote away.
Good.
You know to vote with the emojis. There's
damn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Oh,
of
I
you.
know what emoji I'm using.
Just put an emoji.
Now we wait 15 minutes for Wordman to pick the appropriate emoji. Reaction, I suppose.
No, I already know.
Do you? Is it a foot? Yep.
God damn it. I gotta wait for
It's
one
the
more
one
vote.
time it was like instant.
I mean, it was pretty obvious.
It is pretty obvious.
Nicely done.
Okay, so Brandon getting into the guard's office is the clear winner.
Nice.
Hot diggity.
Geth, did you only react with the? Did you only like vote for that one because it was a foot?
No,
No, you really.
No.
No. Okay, so Brandon, you've got an RP point for next time.
Nice.
Harlock, you have
Right.
lost your RP point from this time, which I would like to remind you could have used instead of your important dice, but whatever.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea.
We will play again next Tuesday, I believe. I am happy to
Good.
address any questions in chat, but I am going to kill the stream. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.